Welcome back to the channel. Today, we'll be taking a look at the top 7 most comfortable cruiser motorcycles 2025. Number 7. BMW R18. The BMW R18 is a heavyweight cruiser, with old-school charm and modern-day comfort baked right into its massive frame. Think of it as the two-wheeled version of a leather recliner. If that recliner had a 1800cc boxer engine and cost just under $16,000. From the moment you swing a leg over it, the R18 makes its intentions clear. This isn't about chasing lap times, it's about stretching miles without stretching your back. What sets the R18 apart in the comfort game is its low-slung seat, sitting just 27 inches off the ground. That means planting your boots at red lights doesn't feel like a yoga move. The wide handlebars offer a relaxed, arms-out riding position that keeps your shoulders from muttering threats after an hour on the road. Suspension-wise, it's not pretending to be a floating couch, but it handles bumps with a mature kind of grace. The telescopic fork and cantilever rear shock do their job without reminding you of them every time you hit a pothole. You'll feel the road, but just enough to stay connected, not enough to start booking a chiropractor. Cruise control comes standard, which is BMW's way of saying, you're going to want to take the long way home. The foot peg positioning is neutral, not too far forward, not tucked under like a sport bike, so you can ride for hours without your knees filing a formal complaint. And while the bike weighs in at a hefty 760 pounds, it's surprisingly manageable at highway speeds. Think cruise ship, not tugboat. For riders looking to kick back and soak up the open road with style, the BMW R18 doesn't just deliver comfort, it does it with a Bavarian accent and a rumble that says, let's ride slow, but look good doing it. Number 6. Royal Enfield Super Meteor 650. The Royal Enfield Super Meteor 650 is a laid-back, low-slung cruiser that's built for comfort more than chaos. Think of it as the motorcycle equivalent of a leather recliner, except this one moves, growls a little, and makes you look significantly cooler on the highway. From the moment you swing a leg over the Super Meteor, it becomes clear. This bike was made to eat miles without eating your back. One of the most noticeable features is the wide, plush seat that feels like it was designed by someone who spent too much time on bad ones. The riding triangle, how your arms, feet, and rear line up, is dialed in for relaxed touring. With forward-set foot pegs and a high, wide handlebar, your body naturally settles into a chill cruiser pose. Under the exterior, the 648cc parallel twin engine purrs along at highway speeds without breaking a sweat. It's not trying to win drag races, and that's the point. This bike is about smooth roll-ons and cruising at 70 miles per hour with one hand on the throttle and zero vibration in your bones. The hefty 531-pound curb weight might sound like a lot on paper, but on the road it feels planted, stable enough to glide through open stretches without twitching at every gust of wind. Even the suspension deserves a shout-out. The 43mm upside-down front forks and dual rear shocks are tuned for comfort, soaking up bumps like a hotel mattress. And with a price tag hovering around $7,000, it's not just easy on your body, it's easy on your wallet too. So, if you're after a cruiser that won't rattle your fillings or demand yoga flexibility, the Super Meteor 650 is a worthy pick. It's a comfortable, affordable way to disappear down the interstate, preferably with no destination, just vibes. Number 5. Suzuki Boulevard M109R. The Suzuki Boulevard M109R is a power cruiser that looks like it could wrestle a grizzly bear and win, but somehow still feels like a recliner on wheels. Built for long-haul comfort without sacrificing attitude, this machine blends muscle with manners in a way that makes your back and your ego equally happy. The M109R might be known for its beastly 1783 V-twin, but it's the surprisingly smooth ride that keeps riders grinning mile after mile. Let's talk about that plush, low-slung seat. Sitting at just 27 inches high, it practically cradles you. You're not perched awkwardly like a bird on a wire, you're planted, relaxed, and ready to devour highways without your tailbone filing a complaint. Add in wide, swept-back handlebars, and the riding triangle is basically cruise control for your body. Even after hours in the saddle, your spine won't stage a rebellion. Suspension-wise, the beefy 46mm inverted forks up front and the hidden single shock in the rear soak up bumps like they owe you money. Yes, it's firm enough to keep the M109R feeling planted through curves, but it won't punish you for every pothole you forgot to dodge. And with its hefty 764-pound curb weight, this bike glides over road imperfections like it's squashing grapes. At around $1,500 new, The Boulevard M109R delivers cruiser comfort with a shot of adrenaline, and that's a combo worth paying for. Plus, it won't nickel and dime you at the pump thanks to a 5-gallon tank and decent fuel economy for its size. In short, the Suzuki Boulevard M109R lets you ride hard, sit soft, and look cool doing it. If comfort's your goal, but you still want to leave a trail of thunder, this bike delivers the best of both worlds. Number 4. Honda Rebel 1100. The Honda Rebel 1100 is what happens when cruiser comfort meets a bit of attitude and a dash of common sense. It's the kind of bike that doesn't try too hard to impress, it just is impressive. First off, the seating is like sinking into your favorite recliner, low, wide, and made to keep your backside happy even when the ride stretches beyond state lines. With a seat height of just 27 inches, hopping on feels less like mounting a horse and more like easing into a booth at your favorite diner. Honda didn't just toss in some padding and call it a day. Then there's the smoothness. This thing purrs like a content house cat, thanks to its 1084cc parallel twin engine borrowed from the Africa Twin, except here, it's tuned for calm cruising rather than dirt-flinging mayhem. The optional DCT takes the pressure off shifting, especially in stop-and-go traffic, turning every red light into a break, not a chore. At around $10,000, it's not the cheapest cruiser on the block, but for what you get, ride quality, reliability, tech, and that Honda polish, it's practically a bargain. And let's talk suspension. Front and rear setups actually absorb bumps, rather than translating them into Morse code for your spine. Add in cruise control, and this machine practically begs for long weekends and wide-open highways. So if comfort's at the top of your motorcycle wish list and you'd rather cruise than crouch, the Rebel 1100 doesn't just fit the bill, it folds it neatly, tucks it in your jacket, and asks where to next. Number 3. Triumph Rocket 3. The Triumph Rocket 3 is what happens when British engineering meets American cruiser comfort with a side of testosterone. This motorcycle isn't just big, it's enormous. Like someone looked at a cruiser and thought, what if we gave it the world's largest production motorcycle engine and made it luxurious too? The 2500cc triple engine might sound like overkill, but the real surprise is how smooth and refined it feels once you're in the saddle. Twist the throttle, and the torque rolls on like butter on a hot pancake. Thick, smooth, and endlessly satisfying. The seat is like your favorite recliner got wheels. It's deep, plush, and low enough to let you flat foot at stops without stretching. With forward-set pegs and wide handlebars, you're basically lounging. Long rides? They're more of a treat than a challenge. And despite the bike's 600 pounds curb weight, it balances better than your checking account after tax season. The suspension? Fully adjustable and surprisingly graceful. It eats up road imperfections like a Harley at an all-you-can-eat diner. Even the ergonomics scream, "Let's go cross-country." Heated grips come standard, the clutch is hydraulic, and cruise control is there to give your right wrist a break on the highway. Of course, all this cushy riding comes at a cost, $24,000. But think of it as investing in a couch that goes 0 to 60 in under 3 seconds. Comfort and performance aren't usually roommates, but the Rocket 3 makes them cohabitate like a couple in therapy who actually made it work. In the world of cruisers, the Rocket 3 isn't trying to be the loudest or the flashiest. It's just out here offering a first-class seat to the open road, and frankly, that's worth every dollar. Number 2. Harley-Davidson Street Bob 114. The Harley-Davidson Street Bob 114 is a bare-knuckle cruiser with a surprisingly soft heart when it comes to comfort. It might look like it just walked out of a bar fight, but twist the throttle and you'll realize it's more about long, smooth rides than short tempers. This bike is built on the Softail frame, which delivers a plush, almost deceptive level of ride comfort. It absorbs road imperfections like a sponge, even when the road throws a tantrum. The Milwaukee 8 114 engine is not just about power. It's smooth, predictable, and doesn't rattle your teeth at red lights. You get 119 pound-feet of torque at your beck and call. But the real gift is how easy it makes highway cruising. No high-rev drama, just effortless pull and a soundtrack that's more deep growl than wild roar. And with a starting price around $1,600, you're getting real Harley heritage, real comfort, and real attitude without lighting your wallet on fire. With mid-mount controls and a low 26-inch seat height, you get a relaxed and natural riding posture, perfect for eating up miles without turning your spine into a pretzel. Add to that a generous 3.5-gallon tank, and you're good for longer hauls without making gas stops feel like a second job. The Mini Ape handlebars don't just look cool, They help keep your arms in a neutral position so you're not constantly adjusting or fighting fatigue. The Street Bob 114 might look like it's out to cause trouble, but on the road, it's all about keeping you comfy and grinning. If cruising in style without constant chiropractor visits sounds like your thing, this one's ready to roll. Number 1. Kawasaki Vulcan S. The Kawasaki Vulcan S is a cruiser that ditches the leather chaps and midlife crisis vibes for something far more practical, comfort with a side of attitude. It's the kind of bike that understands your back hurts, your knees aren't what they used to be, and you still want to look cool pulling up to the coffee shop. With its low-slung 27-inch seat height and forward foot controls, the Vulcan S lets you stretch out like it's a recliner on wheels. Except this recliner goes 0 to 60 in under 5 seconds. ErgoFit is Kawasaki's not-so-secret weapon here. Whether you're 5'2" or 6'5", you can fine-tune the seat, foot pegs, and handlebars to fit your frame like a tailored suit. Add in a smooth parallel twin 649cc engine, and you've got enough power to handle the freeway without rattling your spine to dust. The engine's refinement is no joke. Torquey, predictable, and quiet enough not to annoy the neighbors. Unless you want to. Suspension? Soft enough to soak up potholes and uneven roads without turning your tailbone into chalk dust. And the riding position? Relaxed, upright, and confidence-inspiring, even for newer riders. At around $7,000 brand new, it won't drain your savings either. That's less than most high-end laptops and a lot more fun to ride. All in all, the Vulcan S is a cruiser that puts comfort first without sacrificing style or performance. It's not trying to be the loudest or the biggest, it's just trying to make sure your butt doesn't fall asleep halfway through a Sunday ride. And honestly, that's kind of brilliant. And with this, we have reached the end of this video. If you found it helpful, then make sure to like it and subscribe the channel for future upcoming videos.